Okay, turn 2.
Front 789er.
There's no question the B-17 is one of the greatest airplanes ever to lift off of a runway. 12,731 of these planes were built, and the Sentimental journey is one of the last 7 that can still get airborne.
The B-17G is the last model of the B-17 that Boeing made. This one is actually made by Douglas under license from Boeing over at Santa Monica plant in December 44, so it's 3 years older than me to the day. And as we talked about earlier, it was used as a firefighter to the mid-70s and then donated to the museum, and we put it back in the specification that you see it now, military specification, World War II specification, with all the guns and the turrets and how it would have been equipped in 1944.
How does it fly? I mean, this thing's almost 70 years old. Does it fly like an old airplane?
It's real heavy on the controls. There's no hydraulic boost like new airplanes, jets have. It's all what we call fly-by-Armstrong. It's real heavy on the controls, but she's just a graceful old lady to fly.
She is beautifully graceful on a peaceful afternoon, but in the war, she was one of the toughest birds in the sky. And as these historic Air Force photos show, there were times a B-17 miraculously made it back with so much damage it should not have been able to keep flying. Unfortunately, more than half of these planes didn't make it back, and tens of thousands of young American men lost their lives.
The Germans were really good at what they did. We didn't have fighter protection. We didn't have the long-range fighters. Weren't built yet. The P-51, which would escort them all the way to Berlin and back, they weren't built yet. So they are out by themselves. It has 13 50 caliber machine guns for defense, so it did pretty well. But the Germans had radar-controlled 88s, anti-aircraft guns, and their fighters were state-of-the-art at the time. And they're defending their homeland. They fought pretty hard. So our guys, the casualty rate was really high, and they knew it. They were real heroes. They were flying this thing.
What a difference being on a sentimental journey instead of a war mission. The top-secret Norton bomb sight still sits proudly in the nose as we make our run over the East Valley. And on a quiet day of flying over swimming pools and parks, about all you can do is say thank you to the men Tom Brokaw called the greatest generation and to the airplane that helped them win the war.